Hello everyone and welcome back to Everything in Between. Today I have another Peugeot. This is the 308 SW in the Allure trim. It is a 1.2 Pure Tech 130 bhp car. The colour is red. I want to say it's got a metallic kind of flake to it with a bit of sparkle, so almost burgundy. It's not a bad colour, it's not something I'd choose, to be fair. So I'll have a little walk around the vehicle. Here's the rear. Here's the wheels. They are 16-inch rims. In the front, headlights, and you do get a chrome grille surround, so no black pack on this car like there were on the others. So as it stands, this is obviously an estate in the UK. That's what we call them. So it's just a 308, but obviously with a bigger rear end. So what that means, we'll check the boot. Unlock the car. The mirrors do unfold as well. There we go. So you do get a very decent sized boot. You get a cover here which can be retracted like so. It's a bit more open. You get some side pockets, some hooks to tie things down with, another pocket on here, easy access for the rear seats, a light, and under here you do get a tyre repair kit because they stopped really giving you tyres now in most cars. So that's the boot. It is manual on this car. Obviously if you get the higher trim you can opt for the boot button. Here's the roof. You've got roof bars, satin chrome. Step inside. Now this is where this kind of car kind of lets me down. Don't get me wrong, for some people this car is more than adequate. As I say, I'd say it was more if you're just pop it here and there. You've got a job that requires you putting a few bits of work gear in the back. It's just to get you from A to B. It's not something I would want as to go trips, you know, long journeys and things like that. I'd really have it as just say a company car for work reasons, just there and back. As a long term, you know, as for a normal person for their car, I wouldn't recommend it. And I'm gonna go through a couple of things now that I really hate about this car. So here's the driving position that you get. Does have a rounded up steering, whereas obviously the other Peugeots I've done, you do have a flat bottom, which this might be better for you with regards, but you do have flat bottom on the thing. What I'll do is I'll just put the key in so I can show you the system. And the key isn't keyless, so you do have to put it in like the old-fashioned way. So just remember that. It does take a while to boot up, as you can see. I don't know why it takes so long. It's quite frustrating. I guess it's just one of them things. So you do get a digital display, however it is absolutely terrible. I cannot recommend this screen at all. It is terrible. It's small, it just doesn't show you much. Here you go, look, it's still booting up. It is so slow. This screen is tiny as well. Like in the other Peugeots I've tested, the screens are instant. I don't know if obviously with obviously the higher trims and things like that, that you do get a better quality kind of system with, you know, higher specs, better RAM and things like that. CPU may be better for the system, so it might be quicker because of that. I don't know, but that is absolutely terrible, and I really hate it. And as I was saying, like I say, it doesn't even fill. There's like black bars or grey. It's all cheap. And then we go down here, and you've got obviously your volume, and then you've got this. It's like there's supposed to be a CD player in this car, but obviously we most cars now, we don't have CD players, which is fair enough. What is this? Why is that there? It looks terrible. I hate it. Cheap plastic again. You've got vent here, vent here. The screen, once you plug your Android Auto CarPlay in, you won't have an issue with the screen. It will work because obviously that runs then off your phone. So it'll be down to the power of your phone or how responsive that is. So with that in mind, you do have touch capacitive buttons on each side. They are not physical buttons, as I say, and obviously so what you'll find is you'll be sat driving, you'll be trying to press something like, say, I don't know, the aircon, and it's so far away. I'm trying to, like, this is, if I'm just sat here now trying to drive, I cannot reach that thing. I have to move forwards and try and find it while I'm driving, just so I could change the temperature and things like that. And I find that so frustrating. It's annoying in the other Peugeots, but I don't know about it. The buttons, they have physical buttons on the bottom. If you watch my other videos, you will see how much better they are than this. Having those physical buttons just to quickly access, this is stupid, and I hate it. Absolutely hate it. That brings me on to the steering wheel. Steering wheel is very comfy, don't get me wrong, but when you come down to the buttons, bear with, if I turn it on, I can turn the steering wheel. So I turn it. The car does sound like a tractor when you start it. I actually thought this was a diesel when I fired it up the first time. It is such a grumpy engine, it's awful. So anyway, as I was saying, steering wheel in general is fine. It's these buttons on either side. They are so small. If you've got big thumbs and you're trying to press these buttons, because they are so, it's hard to tell, but because they're in depth, so they're inside more than they should be. They should stick out more. So when you're rubbing your fingers across, if you've got fat thumbs like I have, you find that you can't roll it. You can't roll it or push it, because they are so small on both sides that it just grinds my gears. As you can tell, this is the first car I've tested, and I'm appalled. I'm absolutely appalled by it. Like I said, I would not recommend this vehicle if you wanted it as a permanent car for many years for your family or anything. Don't get me wrong, as you've seen, it's got a bigger boot, it's an estate, but there are so many better vehicles with more, or even just get a better trim. Just go with that, just get a better trim. As I say, the Allure on this car, that's the trim. You get a couple of little bits like lane keeping assist, no steering or anything like that on the others. Speakers again, cheap. Plastic, you do get a little bit of soft, cheap fabric there, but everything is so plastic and it's awful. And they tried to make it look good by adding this satin chrome, but even that feels plastic. It's daft. It's absolutely daft. The gear stick looks terrible, and then you've got this black gloss plastic here, and I'm thinking to myself, there's no other gloss plastic apart from the steering wheel. Nowhere else have they put it. So having that on there just looks stupid. It absolutely looks daft. There's no point having it on there, but they have. You've got an automatic handbrake, which I guess that's just how it is nowadays. You come down here, you've got a couple of buttons. Just this whole system here, it's like an afterthought. It's like it's just, we'll just lob it in there just so we can stick some buttons on it. It is, as again, it's terrible. You've got a little bit of storage here, which when you're trying to get something out, it's a pain. It's an absolute pain. You've got a 12-volt socket and a USB. Stick to CarPlay if you do want to use the Allure screen. The seats, they are bucket seats, but again, they are very cheap, and yeah, the materials are not very good. They aren't very good. If we move on to the next gripe that I have, you do have, yep, you've got one cup holder. You have one cup holder. In this day and age, to have one cup holder, but get this, here's a bottle, doesn't fit. What is the point? What is the point in that? So you've got a cup holder that will fit a can size in, probably. I don't even know. Yeah, probably about a can. I'm not too sure. You've got a bit of storage down there, which you probably lose. You won't be able to get out of because you can't get your hands in it. So you probably lose whatever's in there. It takes you onto this bit. You've got a little bit of storage in there. Honestly, you're not gonna. That's another thing. Where do I put my phone? Let's say I've got my plug my phone in. It has to be on the seat. If you've got a passenger, they're gonna have to hold your phone for you. It's honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous, this car. And I don't know. I thought, you know, with having a look at the other cars, I thought they would have been a little bit. I don't know. This is a 21 plate car, so it's this year. This model. It's not like it's an outdated old car. This is this year's car, and it is terrible. You get a mirror up here. It's very light and airy because of the roof. It is obviously white, so like the other ones were black, but at least if you have a sunroof, it does take all that out. Glove box, fairly decent size. So that's not too bad, but as I say, it's just the materials in here are very, very cheap and nasty. They are one of the worst cars I've sat in, I'm not going to lie to you, so far. I think even the Clio RS I did a video on, that was a 59 plate, so 2009 year, and even that just felt, I don't know, it just felt better built. I have nothing against Peugeot, don't get me wrong, because you know I've got a long-term Peugeot 3008 hybrid at the minute, and I've also done a video on that if you want to check that out. And I love that car. It is absolutely spot on. The materials, the quality, and everything. It looks and feels premium. Yes, you do pay for that premium, but again, this should be a little bit better for a 308 anyway. But yeah, in a minute I'll step outside after I show you. I'll try and show you. You can change these again, but it's not the same as. So you can have like dials. Let's try that one. So you can have different stuff in here. So navigation. Let's go back. You do have to wait for it to sort of let's go, because it's so slow. Navigation's not bad, but again, it's so tiny. You've really struggled to see it. I'm not exaggerating. If you sit back here, it is so bad. Like trying to see that, it is terrible. Up here you get mirrors. They do have lights on them, so that's good. I'll show you the infotainment system. So again, as I was saying, you've just got to wait. This is the navigation. See how long that took. Trying to move around, it's very laggy. And like there you can see the road. I don't know if that's just a map or what. It's the road's not even straight. That's weird. Oh, there we go. It's straight now. It's zoomed out. So yeah, it's strange. It's slow, buggy, and I just don't recommend it. Like I say, you're gonna use it, just plug your phone in. But like I say, you've got no place for your phone anyway. So it's a case of just, I don't know, just trying to put it wherever you can. Got the car. So you do have all your vehicle stuff. I've gone into a bit more detail on the other car that I've done, so it is a little bit different. So the icons do look different to the other ones, but again, it's the same kind of principle as a press start. You saw I pressed that a while back. It's only one option in here, and it took so long. Let's try headlights. Pressed it. It's just not very responsive at all. So yeah, it's one of my biggest gripes. Obviously you've got your CarPlay and Android Auto there. So there is that. Also, you've got your options. You can't even do anything. It is just so slow. I'm gonna pack it in. So yeah, it's pointless even trying to mess about and show you the screens, because they are so laggy. You do have your couple of controls here. So your auto start, you know, if you come to the lights and you're in neutral, it will cut the engine off. You can change all that. But yeah, that's about it. You have a door pocket, door bin, door card, depending on what you call it. It's a tight fit, so I wouldn't even be able to get my bottle in there either. Like on the 3008, it's got its very own like slot for the bottles, and it fits in perfectly. It's all carpeted, so I can't understand why they've not done that in here. It's so easy. So anyway, let's do the test of sitting in the back. Let's try that. Obviously this car's annoying me, so here we go. So shall we get in the back? Let's have a look. So I'm going to try, and again, I'm not getting in. I am not getting in this car with my seating position, but I think that's just how it is for me. I am over 6 foot, so it's a struggle to find an actual car that I could sit in, the driver, and get in the back at the same time. In the rear you do have, same again, you've got your own window controls, speaker, door pocket again, which doesn't have anything to fit in. Let's see if we can get to the armrest. Again, tiny little holes, so you're only going to fit, God, I don't even know if you fit, I don't know, you probably fit cans in it or something. Got rear lights. Just feels a bit dark in the back, I'm not going to lie, even with that white roof lining. So yeah, I do apologise for such a rubbish review on this. Here we are with the lights on, but I like to be honest, and I'd rather tell my viewers exactly how it is. It's not that the car itself is bad, it's the quality of the materials is not up to par at all. Even in the alert trim, this should be a lot better than it is. So I'm going to leave it there. If you do have any questions, or you want to have a rant at me and say blah blah, this car's amazing, then leave a comment below. But like I said, me personally, I would only choose this car if you get it as a lease with your job, or company car or whatever. But I wouldn't recommend this car as personal at all, even with the bigger boot. But like I said, if you've got tools and it's for work purpose, yeah, go ahead, because like I say, you're only going from A to B. It's got what you need, you don't need anything else, and that should do you. But as a you know, your own car, definitely not. So yeah, as always, leave a like, again, leave a comment if you want to disagree with me. Obviously I'll have more cars, some old cars coming as well, hopefully. But yeah, don't forget to hit the bell icon too, so you'll be alerted whenever I make a new video. And as always, have an amazing week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.